Another wild finish to another NASCAR race at Pocono as we see a fuel mileage victory with Kyle Busch picking up his second win in 2021 by having an upfield coming to the checkered flag. What's going, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. I just got done watching the second race at the Pocono doubleheader, I think the Explore the Pocono Mountains 350, and I have to say that, once again, I was proven wrong. The race was really, really good, in my honest opinion. I'm ready to talk about it here today, so let's go ahead and go through the race. Before the green flag dropped, there were quite a few drivers who would have to go to the rear of the field. Cole Custer, Ryan Newman, Kyle Larson, Ryan Preece, Ross Chastain, Corey LaJoie, and Anthony Fredo, who all had backup cars, they would all go to the rear of the field. And Justin Allgaier was actually all substituting for Justin Haley earlier today, had a really, really vicious crash in the NASCAR Xfinity Series race about an hour or two before the Cup race happened. So Justin Allgaier in a place, and Justin Allgaier honestly had a very short run. So because of yesterday, they inverted the field, the top 20 runners. So you had Chris Busch on the inside and Michael McDowell on the outside, where Chris Busch was able to hold on and get the race lead. The first caution race will come out on lap 3 for Anthony Fredo, who would get into the outside wall after losing a tire going, I believe, in turn number 2, going down to turn number 3. He would hit the outside wall hard, and he would bring out the first caution of the race. We go back racing on lap 7 of the event, with Chris Buescher being the race leader on the inside, but Chris Buescher would go wide into the corner, and Michael McDowell actually was able to get the race lead. Meanwhile, it took the broadcast a long time to really mention this, but on that restart, Kyle Larson actually, who was up to 23rd, had, like I said, had started the rear, he got a lot of damage on his nose of the car because it was a big checkup where the Benedetto, Bowman, and Hamlin really checked up, and Larson ran into the back of him, and he got a lot of damage, and this would affect Larson's unfortunate run in this race, so he would not be out of it. We continue racing for a while, and we see Martin Truex Jr. actually eventually be able to pass Michael McDowell. It was actually the race leader, like quite a few laps when Michael got passed by him and Christopher Bell. You had Kyle Busch, who was one of the fastest cars yesterday. He drove all the way up to the front and was really, really fast in the race. Then we would see great pit stops are happening. First with Denny Hamlin, who decided to take 2 hours, also got damage on his car. He came down pit road to fix some of that damage, and also he came down pit road to take 2 tires. And then we see some of the big players come down pit road, like Christopher Bell, Kyle Busch, and Chase Elliott, and William Byron all come down pit road. And then those would be the guys that come down pit road for the end of stage 1. And coming off the final corner, Martin Truex Jr. was be able to win stage 1 here. And William Byron also, for the record, saved his race by making a really, really daring move to the inside on Martin Truex Jr. due to the clean air, and he was able to pass him and was able to hold on and stay on the lead lap while Truex is able to win stage 1 here at Pocono Raceway. We would see some guys basically decide to stay out. Most of the leaders decided to come down pit road, while most of the drivers decided to stay. A couple drivers decided to stay out, along with Brad Keselowski, Ryan Blaney, Austin Hill, and then the guys that basically decided to come down pit road before this end of stage 1, they all decided to stay out as well. We got back racing at lap 36 with Brad Keselowski being the race leader, with Kyle Busch on the inside, I believe Ryan Blaney on the outside, if I'm not mistaken. Keselowski was able to get the race lead, but Kyle Busch was also moving up in front. Unfortunately, Kyle Busch started having some transmission issues where he started popping out of the 4th gear, and then some issues starting to build up with the shifter. And then, basically, Kyle Larson was trying to get back up this road, but he had issues and was trying to make his way. He was moving to the field a little bit, but he was having issues throughout getting back up to the front as well. And then the leaders up front, Brad Keselowski and Ryan Blaney, decided to come down pit road. So Kyle Busch, and also Kyle Larson also came down pit road to get two tires, and this would help him contend because he got back in contention with this move, which was really, really impressive to see. And then Ryan Blaney, a few laps later, he would come back down pit road to basically have a loose wheel, so he would pit for 4 tires, and this would hurt Ryan Blaney's chance overall in this race because he fell back early in the run. And then we see the rest of the green flag pit stops happen throughout this race, where they would all come down pit road. And then we would keep going, and then Kyle Busch basically came to pit road. Actually, the leader, Willie Byron, also pitted a few laps earlier, and then Kyle Busch came to pit road. And then Kyle Busch basically had his gear issues, and his shifter basically broke, and he got barely stuck, and he unfortunately would lose a ton of ground as well, and William Byron was able to basically assume the race lead. Bubba also actually led a few laps all the time, but eventually he would have to come down pit road, and William Byron was able to take the race lead, and coming out the final corner, William Byron was able to win stage 2 here at Pocono. Meanwhile, Austin Dillon, who was running 10th at the time, was close to getting some stage wins. He would run out of gas on the last lap of stage 2 and I believe fall a lap down as well, taking him out of contention in this race. Then we see a lot of drivers come down pit road. Brad Keselowski, Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, and all others come down pit road, while drivers like William Byron, Chase Elliott all decided to stay out. And then Kyle Busch would come down pit road once again to fix the transmission issues that he had in his car, and they were not 100% be able to fix it. And NASCAR really didn't like because they cut the boot off of the car, the shifter boot. And if you don't have that shifter boot, there's a good chance if a fire comes in, you can get really, really seriously injured. We go back racing on lap 91 with 40 laps to go in the event, with William Byron being the race leader with Christopher Bell on the inside. And then we keep going with Eric Jones. He would get into the back of Cole Custer, and they would get a lot of damage, and this would bring out the caution of the race with 48 laps to go in the event. Because of this, strategy would come into play. A couple drivers decided to see how drivers like Chase Elliott and Christopher Bell decided to do that. Unfortunately, Chase Elliott would not maintain his speed and would lose a few positions in the race, which would hurt his chances overall. He was able to stay up front, but most of the leaders decided to come down pit road. Then Kyle Busch decided to top off a lap later, which would come into play later due to the field strategy that come in at the end of the race. But then we would see a lot of craziness on the restart. We had Christopher on the inside, Alex Bowman on the inside as well, and Chase Elliott had to line up fourth as well because of his penalty. And Alex Bowman was actually able to get the race lead. And then you see some contact between Christopher Bell and Ross Chastain. Both of them would eventually come down pit road due to the damage. Ross Chastain had a flat tire, and Christopher Bell would have a lot of damage. And then Chase Elliott would also have some damage as well. He would have a flat right front tire, and he would have to come down pit road, and then he would have to also come down pit road once again for the second time a few laps later. And then you see some guys start coming down pit road, drivers like Joey Logano, Austin Dillon, come down to pit road basically for fuel only because the tires really didn't 100% matter in this event. So they decided to come down pit road. And then you see a lot more guys come down pit road. And then Alex Bowman lost the lead to Kevin Hart when he came down pit road. And then you saw a couple other guys come down pit road as well. And then the big question was, could these guys make it on fuel, or were they going to run out of gas and not make it to the checkered flag? Brad Keselowski pitted had 7 laps less fuel, so he'd have to come down pit road a little bit earlier than the guys. So the big question is, could they save? You had Kurt Busch, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, Bubba Wallace, and Kyle Busch were all basically saving gas behind them. Bubba Wallace, one of the best when it came to, he was backing off behind these guys, and you had Kyle Busch who had a lap later, so you knew Kyle Busch was going to have a really good chance of making it. With around 10 laps to go, we would see one of the big moves happen where Brad Keselowski was lead time. He would come down pit road to save fuel, and he actually was in the best position. The guys that were for 100% good on fuel. And then with 3 laps to go, the race would pick up because Denny Hamlin and Kyle Busch, we 100% thought those guys were going to have enough gas, and they were told they were 100% good to go, and they were really starting to catch William Byron. Now, Byron started picking up the gas, but with 3 laps to go, he was told he had low fuel pressure, and he was told with 3 to go, he would have to come down pit road, and he would not make it, and unfortunately would lose his chance of continuing Hendrick's streak of winning the race. And we see a really good battle for a little bit between Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin. Hamlin was looking for his first win of the 2021 season, and yeah, Kyle Busch was looking for his second win of 2021. And then we're coming to the white flag of the race. Denny Hamlin comes down pit road without enough gas, and he unfortunately loses a contention of winning this race. Now, the big question was, did Kyle Busch save enough gas to make it to the checkered flag? Yeah, Kyle Larson was running second at the time, about 8 seconds back. Could he save enough gas? Could Bubba Wallace save enough gas? We knew Kevin Hart, Brad Keselowski were 100% could have enough gas, but could those guys save enough gas? Well, it ended up working out in Kyle Busch's favor. Coming off the final corner, despite having the transmission issues and the shifter problems, Kyle Busch comes off the final corner and ends a Hendrick Motorsports streak of 6 straight victories, technically 7 of 6 streaks, and Kyle Busch ends the streak and wins his second race of 2021 and wins his 59th career race, I believe his 4th race here at Pocono Speedway. Kyle Busch, in my opinion, deserved this victory. He had one of the best cars throughout the day and yesterday as well. Transmission issues, an incredible bounce back. It's a really good bounce back for Kyle Busch today, and it's incredible to see that Kyle Busch is able to win. So huge congratulations, Kyle Busch, on winning today. And I think the tides are turning. JGR is starting to catch up a little bit on the Hendrick Motorsports camp today, and they're able to win their 5th race as an organization here. I believe their 5th or 6th race as an organization here in 2021. And congratulations to Kyle Busch. I'm happy to see Kyle Busch win, and great to see that for sure. So let's go through the results of today's race. So Kyle Busch wins today's race. Kyle Larson, despite having the damage in the hole in the nose, he bounces back to an incredible second place finish. Starts on a top 2 streak once again. Kyle Larson still has been really, really incredible to watch this year. And he doesn't get that damage on the nose. I think Kyle Larson runs away with this thing. But the fact that even with the damage, Kyle Larson's able to finish second is really great to see. And I believe that Kyle Larson, if not, he's not the points leader. He's really, really close to being the points leader because Denny Hamlin did not get the best finish out of it. I'll have to look where Hamlin finished because Hamlin got a lot of points today. But man, this is definitely going to be interesting to see what happens. Brad Keselowski finished the start. Really cool field strategy call for Brad Keselowski. He gets a top 5. Great to see Keselowski get a top 5. Again, Brad Keselowski, this team's definitely turning the corner. This is their first top 5 since Kansas, so it's great to see they finished third. I think the Penske's starting to bounce back. Kevin Harvick finishes 4th. Great to see that Kevin Harvick got a top 5. You love seeing Kevin Harvick run really well. Finishes top 5 in today's race. He almost had a shot to win today, but unfortunately, he did not have enough gas to make it. Bubba Wallace finishes 5th. First time 23XI gets not only a top 5, but they get a top 10 as well. Man, 23XI, I think, is heading in the right direction. The first time this year that Mike Wheeler has really played the strategy call right, and they bounce back to an incredible top 5 run today, and great to see that this team is definitely turning the corner. They got damaged early in the race, too. So the fact they played the strategy call right, and they were able to get top 5 is really great to see. I believe Michael Jordan was also at the event today. They said that he was there this weekend. So it's great to see that Bubba Wallace finally gets top 5. First top 5 of 2021. And he led laps today too. So that was great to see. Great to see Bubba Wallace finally get a top 5 and hope things are looking in the right direction. This is really going to help his points chance too. So I think he's going to be back in contention for the playoffs. Ryan Blaney finished the 6th by having his issues. He finished 6th. Great run for him. Alex Bowman finished the 7th. Great run for him. Ryan Preece with a top 10. I think this is Ryan Preece's first top 10 in quite some time. So great to see that JT Doherty got a top 10 at least with one of their cars. Tyler Reddick finished as I haven't ever saw a top 10 run for Tyler Reddick, and Joey Logano finished as 10th. Mark Truex Jr. finished 11th. This is, I believe, Mark Truex Jr.'s first top 15 finish, and first top 10 finish in a couple races. So great to see that Mark Truex Jr. is definitely turning the corner a little bit, and he gets another top 15 run. Great for him on that front, even though he needs to perform better. William Byron, despite being probably the best car all day long, he finishes 12th. Again, William Byron has still had a great year, and they were just a few laps short of making it. They would have made it to the checker flag if they saved a little bit more than they did. Austin Dillon finished 13th, solid bounce back for him. Denny Hamlin finished his 14th top 15 run for Denny Hamlin. When is Hamlin going to win a race? Who knows? Daniel Suarez finished his 15th. Solid run for Daniel Suarez today. Ran top 10 quite a bit of the day. Gets top 15. Great to see both new teams continue to perform really, really well. Eric Almirola once again finished his 16th. I think Eric Almirola's definitely turned the corner a little bit. At least he's more consistently in the top 20 now. And it's definitely helping his points picture for sure. Michael McDowell finished 17th. He was really good early in the race, but kind of fell back. But he gets another solid top 20 run here at Pocono. Great to see that for sure. Matt DiBenedetto finishes 18th. Not a great run for Matty D. Chris Buescher finished his 19th. Again, not a fantastic run overall for Chris Buescher. Kurt Busch finished his 20th. Kurt Busch was really, really close to making off field, but he didn't have enough gas. But hey, he finished his top 20. Is really going to also still be, I believe he's probably still going to be in the cut line if I'm not mistaken. We'll have to see though. Chase Briscoe finished his 21st. 22nd place finisher Ryan Newman. 23rd place finisher Corey LaJoie. 24th place finisher Cole Custer. Justin Allgaier finished 25th. That is the best of 77 cars run, in my opinion, since they've ever started that 77 operation. They've been really, really strong. Well, they haven't been great, but they ran a top 20 with Justin Allgaier quite a bit in this race. And I think that Justin Allgaier, maybe if that Siren Motorsports car was open up again, maybe he goes there in the future. But man, great run for Justin Allgaier, taking 25th. Ross Chastain finished 26th. 27th place finisher Chase Elliott with his issues. 20th place finisher Cody Ware. Another solid top 30 for Cody Ware. 29th Beecham Caught. 30 for James Davison. 31st place finisher Eric Jones. 32nd place finisher Chris Bell. 33rd place finisher Quinn Alf. 34th place finisher Anthony Alvarez. 35th place finisher Josh Blicky. 36th place for Garrett Smithy. 37th for Timmy L. And finishing last in 30th was Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who basically had an engine issue with less than 30 laps to go in this race, which he's running top 15 in the majority, which is a great thing, a shame to see. But he was able to unfortunately finish last. It was really, really unfortunate to see. So anyway, let's overall talk about the race overall and give you my score of today's Pocono race. I will say that I did not enjoy this race as much as yesterday's race. However, I will say I did enjoy the end race. The first half of the race was not really that good in my honest opinion. It was really, really difficult to pass. Yeah, leaders get huge, huge leads. Drivers could not really go up to the front who truly have faster cars. Dirty air was a big problem again like yesterday, but it wasn't a bad race. And then the second half of the race is where things really, really got good, of course, because of the fuel mileage. And we haven't really seen a lot of fuel mileage races here in the past, so it's great to see that fuel mileage definitely came into play today. And I'm really happy to see that we got to see a great race. And it's great to see it again. And this is also the first time we haven't seen a Hendrick Motorsports car win in 6-7 weeks. So I think for a lot of people, this is going to be a breath of fresh air overall. But overall, I'm going to give today's Pocono race a 7 out of 10. Like I said, I thought this race was good. It wasn't as good as yesterday's race, but I overall would say that this race is very, very solid. And this weekend's race at Pocono overall exceeded my expectations. And one of the most memorable Pocono weekends I think we've had in a long time overall, from the Cup Series, the Truck Series, and Xfinity Series in all 4 races. One of the most memorable weekends of all time. So, anyway, that is going to be today's race review from Pocono Race. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, turn notifications so you're notified when a video does go live on my channel. Follow me Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And support patrons on link description below for that, and comment below your thoughts on today's race. What are your thoughts on today's race? Let me know your thoughts below. Let me know your score in the comments below. And congratulate Kyle Busch on winning today's race. I've got a big announcement coming later this week, I think on Monday evening or Tuesday. Keep an eye on my channel. I've got a really big announcement to tell you guys on some stuff that's been going on for the last 5-6 months that I've really not been able to tell you. So you should be hearing that announcement here in the foreseeable future. So stick around my channel, stick around my social medias, because I should be allowed to announce that here in the next 24 to 40 hours. So anyway, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys next time for some more great and awesome NASCAR content. Take care, everybody.